So Ben, thanks so much for meeting me today to talk about
Such a
Johnny
pleasure.
English.
Such a pleasure.
I had so much fun watching this movie and seeing you return to the role of
know.
Boff. What was it like coming back for it? Well, technically it was the third time because I know you're meant to be in the second movie as well.
I was. Well, funny enough, I was in a scene in the second movie, but it was deemed too funny for public consumption. It was a public health risk. Apparently, they were worried. Yeah, they were really worried there'd be damage to seats and everything like that in the cinemas. So,
but you were happy enough to come back for this.
I was
one
delighted.
Anyway? Yes.
I mean, it's been such a joy. I loved doing the first film. I loved the bit that I did in the second film too. But to come back and have such a fabulous story as well. I love the story of this film. So it's a kind of, the idea is that the UK is under a cyber attack, and so all the current agents get exposed, and Johnny who's teaching in a sort of minor public school, basically gets the call up to come back as a spy. And not only does he get the call up to be a spy, but he goes and gets his old assistant, because it's sort of old versus new. It's kind of analog versus digital. So the idea is that one of the things that they'll do is, because they won't have smartphones, they won't have any electronics in their cars, so they can't be tracked, so that they can tackle this cyber villain. So it kind of really, I mean, it's a great, not only does that create so much opportunity for comedy, but it's also kind of quite an emotional story for me, because I'm basically then part of this analog past that gets sort of called up to fight this battle now, and it's been so much fun. The last thing, as you can imagine, that I ever thought, do you know what I mean? So having done the first one, and then the scene that I did not being in the second one, the last thing I thought was that I'd ever be in another Johnny English film. So it was just such a amazing surprise.
And it's so great to see you reunited with Rowan Atkinson again, because I know you did the first film with him at the second, and I think you did a Mr. Bean.
I did a Mr. Bean sketch with him. Yeah, I did.
What do you love so much about working with him?
I love his. He's a real master of what he does. So you learn. I find I learn so much from him as a comedian. You know. But mainly, it doesn't get said often enough, he's such a fantastic actor. He's a really, really great actor. So as working with him just as an actor, just doing that I'm just going to sound, I don't know. One of the really fun things about acting is it really happening there and then, and the other person responding to you and you responding to what they do. And it's a very kind of, it's almost like that moment you're in like a little bubble and it seems totally real to you. I really love acting with him. He's just such a great actor. He never does what you expect. And he's capable of doing very, of really underplaying things as well. And he can also do really big stuff. So it's that feeling of the unexpected. You never know quite where he's going to go, what he's going to do. Love that. It's a very exciting thing to act opposite.
Did you guys do much like improv together or come up with ideas for scenes or anything like that?
What we did was Rowan likes to read a lot, so there were many versions of the script, and over a number of period of years we would meet and read the script again. And yes, we wouldn't improvise, but we'd then talk about, we would talk about scenes and sort of talk around them, and then Rowan always has a really long rehearsal process where you create everything that is going to be in the film. So, for example, there's a great scene in the film where to sort of get this, like a target, we have to get his mobile phone, and he's in a very sort of posh French restaurant, so we dress up as waiters and sort of come to try and sort of brushing the crumbs off the table, try and brushes his phone into the sort of crumb tray. It was, all of that was recreated in the rehearsal room. We have all the actors there, and you have all the props, and it really means I get to add an extra layer to everything that you quite often don't. But I guess that's because his meat and potatoes is visual comedy, so he sort of really understands the process, how you go through to make it.
Brilliant. And my very last question for you today, another film of yours I love that was just out last year. It's one of the purest, most feel-good movies I've seen in years, Paddington 2. What was it like being a part of that set? Was it as feel-good on set as the final movie ended up being?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was fabulous. You know, we shot so much brilliant stuff as well that's not in the film. That was the amazing thing. Paul is a very, very creative director. So we did, and a lot of the things we do would be quite extraordinary. Like the house, you know, the interior of the house was all built on a huge stage, and we'd be acting in rooms simultaneously, and the camera would be moving from rooms to kind of really, really imaginative stuff that I've never, you know, and you're in a situation you think, wow, I've been doing this for a while and I've never done it like this. So it's really exciting. And to see the end film, I think the pop-up sequence in that movie is just stunning, unbelievable. Yeah. Brilliant.
Did you see its success coming? Oh, that's it? All right, no worries.
Sorry.
Great, thanks so much, Ben. Sorry.
What a pleasure.
Virtual reality.
It's completely immersive and some people lose track of their actual surroundings.
I think we can pretty much guarantee that's not going to happen.
Tell me the agent you've got in the field is making some progress.
Target acquired.
This is a job for the shoebox inflator.
Don't open it in the car!
Can you reach your door handle?
Not really, sir.
Magnetic boots.
Brilliant, son.
No one must have the slightest clue we're here.